Welcome back, guys, to the last part, and I promise this is the last part of this e-commerce website. It was really a long one, but then we learned a lot from your React, Redux, and everything. This is what we've done on the last part. I can add it to cart, but then because I'm not signed in, that's what I get. So I have to go back and sign in. And I say junior@gmail.com, and the password is 1234567 and then I can log in. It redirects me to the home page, and we can log out. We can go to cart. There's nothing, so this is what we have to fix. That if there's nothing, it should show that if there's nothing in the cart, it should show cart is empty. That is our fix. But then I can come in here. I want some suit, man. So we want 2 of the suits. We should get 4,000 there in our bill. There we go. We get 4,000, and I can remove the suit. It's really not nice. And yeah, by the way, we didn't do anything with the kids, but then you guys can add. So I want to buy my girl some dress, 3 of this. So we expect 4,500. There we go. And now our next fix is this. So once I log out in the cart, I get this error. So this is also our second fix, and then we go to payment processing. I have my PayPal page here. I have Heroku open. We're gonna deploy this, guys. We're gonna deploy this project. And so let's just get back here, and let's start with our fixes. So our first fix is that cart. Our first fix is that cart of breaking and not showing. So basically what we have to fix is the cart system, because the cart system is breaking. Yeah, so this is what we want to fix. So now let's get that rolling, and let's go to Visual Studio Code, and we want to go to the cart. So if there's no one here, it shouldn't break. So let's see. So this will be a bit challenging, no lie, because let's see, because I set it this to being null, but then what if I give this an array? No, guys, like, might not work. It might work. So let's go to cart. Do we still break? Let's see. Okay, so I don't know if it's breaking or not. Let's refresh. Okay, it is breaking. Show me that error. Let's read that error so we can go through this, because from here, okay, so it's breaking here in the user email, right? So this is what I have to handle, right? Let's see. So user email, let's give that, and let's give that an empty array, and we got a refresh, and let's see if that still breaks. We are still breaking, yeah. However, what if I give this an empty string? Note, guys, that I might not be handling this error properly. I'm sure there are best practices to this, but then you know that we're learning together. So user.user email is not there. But then I gave that if that is not there. Okay, so this is what we want to do. So okay, let's say if user dot email is user is equal to undefined, and then what I want to do is I want to say user email is equal to null, and else I want to set this user email to that. But then what I want to do is I want to take this user email, set it outside there, and we can give it an empty array, not empty array man, an empty string, and the user email like that. And let's see if we are still breaking. So user email is not defined. I just defined it right now. You crazy. Okay, so it's fine. What we can do is we can bring it inside unless it will break on us. I do not know. Let's see. User email is not defined. User email is not defined. Line 10 of 15. And where am I breaking here? Line 33. Line 33. That's where I used the user email. Okay. So I think this is what I should do. If that is not there, we just get there. Like, guys, the boy is really struggling to solve this problem. So line 9 and 15 I am breaking. Line 9 and 11. So this is where everything is breaking, but that doesn't make sense because I should be having this user email. I just didn't type it properly. Okay, so some simple syntax errors. Okay, so we're breaking on invalid. Okay, so we just let it to be a const. Let that be this instead of const, and we've handled that error. Right. So we've handled that error. So now it no more breaks. When we come to cart and we logged out, now it doesn't break. So but then now we have to make sure that when the user isn't there, we wanna show an empty you wanna show an empty that the cart is empty. So what I want to do is I want to see how the user email comes, because I want to see how the user mail is. So I want to console, I want to log in right now and then console log the user mail. So let's log in so that we can make a condition based on that. So let's log in, say junior@gmail.com. we say 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Log in, we in, and let's open our console and let's see. Okay, so when we come here, so I get this email and I get this thing. So I'm guessing this is something that we're logging out to see the price. So okay, so what I can do is okay, so where is everything coming? So everything checks for products, right? So okay, so let's log out and let's see the behavior here. So I log out and this one is not there, right? So that's pretty much fine. So I have to deal with the left hand side. So this means that this side is not showing, so I have to deal with this part of my code, right? How can I do this? Think. Okay, so if product is there, but then I also want to check, so let's see where this div is ending. So I want to check the following. What's happening now? So this is the div that I'm having. So I want to check user mail. If user mail is here, I want to do that. Okay, so this is not working by me because of this. Let's see what this. Okay, let's just go back. I really expected to do this. Last part, quick and easy, but then looks like it'll be a bit strenuous. But then let's see if we can. If user mail is not there, I just want to show an H1 and say cart is empty. I don't know if I'm breaking this, guys, but bear with me. And that is not working. Okay, so I can have a component outside. Think. So I have everything being wrapped by this conditional. So I can say user mail. If user mail is there, I want to do that. Else, I want to say H1. I want you to give an H1 by saying cart is empty. I hope this worked. Okay, so we're showing back this, right? So that is fine. So I know that this will also need some conditional, right? So this is what we do. So we say user, come on, IntelliSense. We say user mail. If user mail is there, I want to do that. Else, I want to just show null because I cannot show cart is empty in both sides because it would have showed also on the right hand side. So it's not working for me. Yeah. So what do I do, because it looks like it's breaking? So if user mail is there, okay. So if user mail H1, this doesn't make sense, but then shouldn't be this case. Else, show me now. Okay, so this is really not respecting this whole thing. So I believe I have a background on cart summary. This is a huge believe. Oh yeah, I think so. Let's go to style sheet. Let's go to style.css, cart summary. There we go. We have a background on cart summary. So what we can do is let's take this conditional statement and we put it here, because this one I can put it at the top end of everything because it's not really holding my components. User mail, if user mail is there, show me that. Else, just show now. Right, and now this I expect you to work. There we go. So now we've logged out. Now it shows that cart is empty, and then I log in. So I say junior@gmail.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I log in. It's nice. I can add to cart. I add that. I go to cart. I log out. Cart is empty. Perfect. So now it's no more breaking. So now it's time to add PayPal to the mix. Before we add PayPal, look at this. So now let's go check that out. So that is in our component. That is the nav bar, the desktop. So what's happening here? So this is not wanted. That is something that I have to move. And there we go. So now we have everything looking nice and crisp. So now we need PayPal, right? So now let's go to PayPal. So session expired. So you guys will have to go to the developer sandbox for PayPal. So it'll be developer.paypal.com. I'll have the link in the description below. And then you log in or you sign up if you guys need to sign up. And then what you do is you'll be here. So what you guys will see, so I just deleted everything so that we do everything together, right? So you guys, once you need to go live, you go live here, but then we're dealing with Sandbox. So what you do is you want to create an app. So when you create an app, you will be having so PayPal has default accounts and non-default accounts which you will create. So I just will be using the default account. So I will show you guys how you can do that, but then don't use what I'm using here because definitely I'll end up deleting this because this is personal information. So I'll show you how to make an account, Sandbox account. But then when you come here in the create app, you will click here. You will see this personal and business, and you click on business. And then the app name, it'll be test. We can just say ecom store test. So remember the business because you only can have those transactions in business, if I'm not mistaken. And then you create your app. So your app will then come with the Sandbox account as this one, and it will come out with the client ID that we'll be using, right? So let's just copy this client ID and yeah. So and then before we do a lot, and then I'll show you guys how to create an account because I definitely will be deleting this. So what we do is this client ID has to be secure. So what we do is we then put it inside a .env file. So we say .env, do that, and then we say PayPal underscore, oh yeah, because it's React, should be React underscore app, if I'm not mistaken, React underscore app underscore, and then PayPal because we're using React .env, we're using .env in React, so we have to do this. So React underscore app PayPal client ID, if I'm not mistaken, guys. So we'll then check it out quick and on the internet. So you will then post that client ID, and note your client ID will be different, and like I said, again, I'll be deleting this. So let's just check quickly on internet how to use .env in React. So it's something that I don't have that in my head, but I think it is React underscore app. Yeah, it's React underscore app, and then React underscore app, and then base URL. That is something that you will be adding. So that is what we did. So React, so is it all caps? Yeah, all caps. So it's React underscore app, and we get that. So it's React underscore app underscore the name that you want. And then now what we need, so we have the client ID. So now I have to show you guys how to get this thing. So if you won't be using the React component that I'll be using, you will need the secret and all that. So yeah, so now I think everything should be fine. So now what you do is you go account, you go to Sandbox, you go to account, and in the account area you will have this. So I just left this as it is. So you guys will come here to create account, and you will create a personal and a business one because you need both. And then you choose the region of your choice, South Africa, like me, that I did, England, United States of America, everything that you guys, yeah. So you create like that, and you do the same thing of create app or make app credentials, and then you use the business account, right? So now we want to go to npm PayPal, because we'll be using that component that is pre-made for us to make our lives easy. That has PayPal, so it's easy to integrate it with that. For me personally, it makes it easy for me. Alright, so what we do is so we do not need this. Nah, we don't. So what's happening? I want the component itself. It is React dash PayPal. The button, there we go. So this is what we want. Exactly, so this is what we want. So the React PayPal button, so we're just gonna take this. If you guys have yarn, you'll be using your yarn. So I'm at the client, and then I can hook that up, and that will do its thing. And then usage, so you just want to copy this exactly as it is, and we go to the cart. Let's go to the cart. Where's that cart? Not the public, man. Go to the cart, I go to components, cart. So I just want to put it down there. And then the next thing that I want is to do exactly this, but then I will be adding my stuff, right? So if you guys want to go through this, it's a good thing, and it's very easy to understand. This is the far by most the most easiest thing to implement, and you guys will surely understand. So you can go through this on your own, and I'll be explaining on how I would implement this, but then obviously not, it might not be the best way out, but then it works, right? So what we want to do is, let's wait for this button to install, and there we go, it is finished. Alright, so this video might be the shortest video in the series. So what we want to do is we want to hook up that PayPal button. So so we just want that PayPal button, and just a second. So I don't know what's happening with this thing. Okay, I know what's happening with this thing. So what we do is we just want to remove that, and then we say PayPal button. So it's a self-closing whatever, self-closing tag. So if you go there, I'm sure by now we should have that. Let's just log in and say junior@gmail.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Don't save, go to cart, and you see now we have those buttons, but then now they won't be working because we haven't added those props that we need exactly. So let's just refresh that. Let's just go to cart, but then now we have those buttons that we need. Right, so now we just want to add the amount. We want to have the on success. So where is the amount coming from? Right, so the amount is coming from where's that product? Okay, so let's see something. So I want to add this, I do that, I have that 2,700, right? So whatever where this thing is coming from, that's what we want to find out, and then we add it to the PayPal props, because this is the price that this person should be paying. Though if I have any South African viewers on this video, you will have a tough time because PayPal is sending us cents, dollars and all that, so you'll have to make some few conversions, which I'm not keen to making that, because I just want to make this video short. So let's look here. So in the summary, so the total price, so this is where the total price is. I have that total price and the item.product price. So let me see that item.product price, what it is bringing to me. So yeah, it's bringing 1,200 and that. Okay, so some math that won't work. Will it work? That won't work. I don't know. So let's see if this will work. Let's say amount is equal to the total price. I don't know if this will work, but then if this doesn't work, we'll figure that out later. So now we need the on success method. So here on the on success, here is basically whereby you could send the data to your database and everything. So I won't be doing that because, like I said, I just want to make it as simple as possible, but then you could be sending this data back to your database so that you know the orders that just came through, right? So right here, what you can do is you can take up different data, right? So you can say the const, we can take out shipping. We can want to take out the payee. So I'm just going to show you everything that you guys might need so that you can get from this potential buyer. So it is details dot purchase underscore unit and 0. So this is an array that is coming from the PayPal. So this is the content that you could be taking, and you maybe also want the order ID, and you might want the payer ID. So this you'll be getting from the data, and then we can log out. Okay, so before we log out anything, alright, so we can log these things out. I can say log, this will be the shipping, and this will be coming from what? From shipping, payee, amount, order ID, payer ID. So I give that payee, amount, right, and I want the order ID, I want the payer ID. Alright, So let's just change that. We give that, 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 to that, to that. Right. So now we take all the stuff. We'll be console logging that on success. And then what we want to do is we want to grab our options. So the options is where we pass out the what's this, the client, what's the client thing, man, the client what we call that, man, the client ID. So this is basically that, and we'll say client ID, and that is process dot env dot react underscore app underscore PayPal. Let me just check that. I forgot that. Dot env. This thing is too long. Let's just say react PayPal, guys. This thing is long. React PayPal. It is long. Just say PayPal. So it'll be react PayPal. So this will be the env that we'll be needing. The client ID that we shall be needing. What else? So hold on. This options should be outside this on success method. Should be outside that on success method. There we go. Because this on success does something, and to take it further, you can add the on error and on cancel. But then, like I said, this documentation is very comprehensive. It is very easy to understand. So I'll just make of the on success, but then there's on error, there's on approved, there's on cancel, things that you have to do. So it's not that a lot. It's really understandable, I promise you guys. So PayPal SDK not loaded. What's happening now? So I come here and I'm getting that error. Let's see. Why am I getting that error? Process.env. That is correct. Or let me just take in that. But the note, guys, this is a bad idea. What I'm about to do, just that we've done a lot of debugging with this app from the start till now. So right now I just wanna make nice sweet short video for you guys. And now we have that SDK, because it's talking about that client ID thing, and it should be working, but then for some reason it wasn't. The process env is not working and my battery's about to die. Let me just survive. So it was talking about this, but then I don't know what was happening, because that ought to have worked, but then you guys can look it up. But then it should have worked, to be honest. Or maybe that's not the case. But then now let's see if the amount that we plugged in will work. So this is the PayPal working behind. So right now you need your Sandbox account details. So you come here for the personal one, right? So this is the personal one that you want. So you come here, view and edit account. So you want to take in the details. So but then obviously this won't be the same for me and you guys. and you wanna come here, continue. Come on, man. Okay, let's just do that. I don't know why that wasn't working, but nevertheless, and I'm so excited for this. So we plug that there, and for me I have that pin, but then you guys, as you can see, you will have that pin, so you will copy that pin, refresh, and come on, man, why is my PC doing this to me? Let's go there again. I'm sorry for that. So, but then we'll loads, and I'll remove that. Where's the personal? This is the personal. We want to log in, and when we log in, let's see if that amount really worked. If that amount didn't work, we have a problem, because I expect to see $2,700. There we go, that amount worked. $2,700, right? So we know that that amount that we were making here, that we got here, it worked. So yeah, we'll test exactly this, and then we'll say, okay, it's just a 2,700. That's fine, though it's fake money. Either way, and then we send that, we say pay, and then we want to check the logs, and then we see from the logs if we got the data that we wanted, guys, here. So this is the data that you could have sent back to your database or your server. So you have the object of the shipping. So PayPal does automate things, but then you could have changed there. So you have the code, everything. You have the name of the person, John Doe. This is from PayPal. You have the email of the person. You have the merchant ID. You have the value, so that you know the amount paid. You have the currency and all that. So this is basically it. So now we want to see if this amount really came in to our account. So we just want to make sure, guys, just verification. So now we want to say Sandbox paypal.com. So now we want to just copy this email. So you'll be copying your email, and you see some amount came out from this person. You can see John Doe test 2,700, but then let's look at the business one right now. So we see that the personal one, it took out 2,700 as expected. So do that. Okay, so you guys will have your business and the pin of the business, which is coming from here, right? So let's see if we received that 2,700. Now we want to come here and let's see. So we have 7,000, right? So let's see, because I've been testing it a bit. Let's go to activities, but then if you can see, we have recent activities completed, 2,700, right? This just came in at 2,700. So we know that this is now working. So if you guys wanted to send this back to your database, just a quick brief on how you could have done that. So you see now here you have the details. You know that you extracted all your details. So this is how you extract from PayPal. This is how it comes. But then this is because it comes as an array, so the one that you want is 0. So what you could have done is, instead of logging out, you send an Axios .post request to /payment/order, something like that, and then you send out the form data like we were doing when we add to cart and all that, right? So that's how you could have handled things and all that, and you could have found everything and saved into your database. So now this is how you add PayPal to the mix. So now let's go to the most interesting part. We wanna deploy the site, guys. So we wanna deploy the site, but then note, guys, this is something that you wanna avoid. You wanna use process.env because you do not want your IDs and everything getting leaked. So because of this, I'm not gonna keep the site up I'm just gonna show you guys on how to do this, and definitely delete it after this video. Not delete it, but then shut it down. So now let's host this thing. So how we do it is we need Heroku. So what you do is you come here. So yeah, you will not have this, but then you'll need to come here and say create app. So this is very trivial. So it's simple. You just have to log in, sign up if you have to sign up. So I will say YouTube dash to be dash deleted. So this will be the name, and states I don't care because there's no South Africa there, so it's fine. So I want to create app, and then what I do is okay, so if you guys don't have Heroku here, so what you do is we come with settings. Okay, hold on just a second, guys. Not activities, but in settings, I think. So I think it's no, yeah. So you come here in settings. We want to add a build pack. So we're using Node.js. So that will be our build. We do that, and then what next do we need? So if you guys don't have Heroku Cli, you come to this and you come to this link in order for you to download Heroku Cli. So when you come to this link, so you will see how to download Heroku Cli. So if you guys are using macOS, you can use Brew and all that. For my Windows users, you download each and every one, and those who are using Linux, Ubuntu, like I am, and you can use sudo snap, and it'll be easy and fast, guys. Right, so we are using Linux or Ubuntu, but then I've already downloaded my Heroku Cli. I'm just checking the battery, guys. So so let's see. And then what you want to do is now you want to do that. After doing that, now let's go back to Hero, install that for you. And you also want to have Git installed, and that is very simple for my Linux users. So to add Git, but then I think it does come with Git. I think Linux does come with Git. So what you want to do is you want to log in, and then once you log in, it will ask for your password and everything. So you want to cd into your project, but then because remember us, we are having a folder structure like this. So we want to remove not this one. Okay, so let me get the proper folder structure. So let's just do this. Let's just exit here, and we just go back once. So in the ecom store, so I want to code inside here. So we want to remove the server folder because our Heroku won't be able to find that server.js when it's inside the folder, or I just don't know how to do it. If you guys know how to do it, then you guys can surely help out. It'll be really helpful because it really irritates me of removing my folders outside. Right, so we just have to remove this server folder outside. But then before we do that, let's set up our server so that it accepts or is ready for deployment. So what we do is in our server folder, we set up some few things, right? So in the server we need to import path. So say const path is equal to require, and we want to require path, right? So then what else do we need? So now we want to say if process dot env dot node underscore env, if this is equal to production, what do I want to do? I want to say app.use express dot static, and we want to use the build, but then this is something that our Heroku post build that we'll set up in the package that Json will make for us. So instead of us setting up right now in our client, not in our client, in our terminal, and we say npm run build, our Heroku post build will do that for us. So now we want to app.get all routes, right? So I want to send a request response, and wanna response.send file. So what this is doing to us is, if it is none of the routes from the server, we want to send back the HTML or the JSX that we wrote. So what we want to do is we want to get the client, want to send back the client if it is none of the server side code, and we want to use the index.html because everything is rendered there, right? So this is what you need to get your server ready. So this is okay. So what's happening now? So response.send file, so index.html, declaration of statement expected. What declaration of response underscore dir name underscore dir name. What's happening now? If process.env is equal to that, I want to get that, unless, because I don't know what's happening now. I hate doing this. So app.get, we want to get everything, right? And then want to request response, and then we want to send a response dot send file. So in the response dot send file, I want to send the path dot resolve, then dir name, the client, the build. So this is basically what we going there, because it's in the client and then in the build folder, and in that build folder I have the index.html. So now this, I think maybe it was brackets, looks like it was brackets, but then I had this structure exactly. Okay, it's fine. So at least now we resolved that. So now this should be ready for our deployment. And what I am lazy to do, I don't know if this will break, but then if this breaks, we'll fix, because you see we have the .env file here. So in the .env file, you will definitely need, I don't know if we definitely need to, but then if we do not need to do this, guys, but then we'll see right now when we do this, then you will need to, because if you see here in your, let's see, give me a second, settings, let's see this battery life, 12%. Let me just charge it. So let's just charge this. So yeah, in the review config, so I have no configs, So if this breaks, we'll definitely add our configuration those.envs in terms of like Mongo URI and everything. So this is just an experiment from my side because I'm lazy to do this, because this means like more editing and like hiding the Mongo URIs and everything. So but then if that is not needed, this should be okay because we have that port number coming from Heroku. So this port number will be coming from Heroku, so we're fine. So now what we have to do is we now have to remove this folder of the client, not the client and the server, into the client. So do that, and what I want to do is I want to take all these files, because I legit do not know how I can do this, not like this. So I want to do that, and then in the server folder I can delete this folder. Nothing is happening here, we're just deleting that server folder, and I can close this because definitely my code editor won't be knowing that. And then I come back here again, so we fine like this. So we just want to go through this code again one more time and see if everything is fine. So now we have the structure that we need, and then now we have to set up our package.json for our Heroku post build. So now what we want to do is right here, what you want to do is you want to say Heroku dash post build, and this is an npm underscore config underscore production is equal to false. To be honest guys, I don't know why whoever thought of making this to be false, but then I didn't understand. If you guys understand why this thing is supposed to be false, yeah, you guys can explain to me. And then say client and npm run build. So we're using the prefix so that we can get the client folder. So it is npm config production is equals to false, npm install dash prefix client and npm run build dash prefix client, right? And then what else we need is let's just do this. Say dev, this will be node mon, and let's say start, and this will be node server.js, and that is working just fine, I believe. And then right now what you can add, I don't know if this is important, but then this is what I add most of the times. So you want to add the engine. So the engine, basically this is coming from your it is coming from your node version, so I am using 14.0.1.10.1 and double brackets, and come on man, I am also using the npm of version 6.14.8. so I don't know how important this is, but then for those that don't know, say npm-v, you get that, you say node-v, then you get that. So I'm using 13, so 14.13.0, so 14.13.0. I don't know how important that is, but then yeah, I just happen to add it all the time. So now this guys should have our project up and running, if I'm not mistaken, unless we run against some errors that will definitely debug. So now we go back to Heroku so that you guys can also learn. So now we have seeded in our project. So now we want to get in it. So Git init. So after this, if you guys wanna even like edit a repo to your what we call, man, your GitHub, it is definitely doable. So you wanna just copy and paste this, guys. There's no much hassle of that. We add that to the mix and let that do its work. There we go. And then what we want to do is we want to git add. So we want to git add. So like I said, you can definitely push this on GitHub. And should I do it right now? Nah, it's not necessary. But then if you guys want me to show you on how you could have edited this on GitHub, and then I'll show you. So this is not. So because I'm not gonna even save this on GitHub, so we're gonna say deployed app, right? So git commit that. So it committed everything, right? And our mistake is because note that the node modules, right? If you wanna add this on GitHub, you definitely wanna git ignore a lot of things. So you want to git ignore your node underscore modules, right? You also want to git ignore, oh my goodness, the .env is now gone. Okay, so I will be adding the .env. Will that kill my Mongo URI? Definitely. And my cloudinary. The cloudinary is not important, but then the Mongo URI is important for the database. But then if we can deploy this, definitely you guys have your Mongo URIs and everything, because I'm lazy to edit this video and delete everything. But then you'd also want to hide your .env folder, and this is how you hide your .env folder. And let's see if this deploys. Definitely you guys will want to add your .env files so that they are secure, right? And node modules, you don't want to send code on GitHub whereby we see all your node modules. So we'll just have to go to that, git add, git commit -m, and we say deploy. So definitely this might break in terms of what we call, in terms of what we call this, man. So in terms of what is this? This will break because my Mongo URI is gone, and like I said, I'm quite lazy to do that. So what we do is we then git push, but then you guys have the details to your Mongodb, so you guys can definitely add that. So we just copy paste this and let this work. So like I said, you guys, so this is how we deploy this app onto GitHub, not GitHub, onto Heroku, and let it do its thing. And definitely guys, like I said, this app will break because we do not have our okay, but then it won't be nice adding things that will break. Let's go to MongoDB. I don't feel good adding things. I'll just create a temporary user on my MongoDB. By the way, which account? I forgot this account that I used for this project, man. Like I forgot. What did I use for this? I think I created a Proton mail. I think I created a Proton mail. I think I created a dummy account for this thing. I think so. I think so, to be honest. I think so. I think I created a dummy account. So let's just get that. But let's see how this is going. Still going fine, it's building and all that. But I just don't like things to be breaking and all. So I think this is the collection. Alright, let's just check the collection because I don't want to be adding now a user and then it's not valid. So yeah, I think this is the one. So database access, and let's add the new database user. and let me just somewhat delete this. Let's just somewhat delete this user. Let's add a new one, someone that will be gone in a few seconds after I've shown you guys this. So this will be test, and the password will be let's just generate, and let's just copy that, paste that back, and this user, because this won't take time, as a temp user. And 6 hours is a lot, because so you can read and write. Yeah, let's just add, so it's test. And then I want to go back to my clusters and the overview. Still have to get accustomed to navigating. Yeah, so I want to connect, so it's still deploying those changes. Mongo URI, so test. Okay, I don't want to copy. Okay, let's just first, okay, so this is done building, and let's not even try and run it, because I'm sure that will break because we do not have the .env. And in the .env, I want to add, let's just add that, so that is our pin. Let's just go and copy this. So this will be a good part, because I never showed this like in a visible way to you guys. Okay, let's just do that, paste, yeah, let's say const, I even forgot how I named it there, Mongo URI, not const, man, just Mongo URI. So let's see how I named it in my route. So when I see a route, so we initialized it here to be to believe. So Cloudinary, there's no need for this one, because we know we're not, because I don't want to go through the process of taking it in Cloudinary even. So but then I said Mongo URI like this, because I'm not gonna even try and upload, but then you guys will definitely fix this mistake that I did. So Mongo URI should be set now. Let's just check, let's just confirm. So it's Mongo URI, so that should work. So let's just test run this inside the terminal, and let's make sure that npm run dev. Okay, okay, this folder is not there, server is not there. Oh yeah, it's not, server is not there, because I forgot that I deleted that server. Video, come on, man. Come on. Right. And then we have that npm run dev. So we just want to make sure that our MongoDB connects successfully. MongoDB connected successfully, and let's make sure that everything still works fine in our app. So server is down. This is crazy. Is this kidding me? Server is down. Okay. This thing is definitely kidding me. And one more thing that I forgot, like I'm forgetting things, man, because definitely it will say that, because we need to refix stuff. There's some few things that we need to fix. Yeah, there's a lot of things that we need to fix, and I never expected this thing to take this long. So in the store for production, but then if it's not working here, why would it work on production? Oh yeah, this is not needed. So let's see something. So let's just close this, close the client. Let's go to route, let's go to product. It's coming up. Okay, so product.env. Okay, so that is working just fine because it's just connected to my Mongo URI. So now what I need to check is why am I not product, or not this one. I want to see this one. Okay, so now this is what I want to understand. Why am I not getting this thing? Yeah, so now I go to my store, actions, product. So I see that I'm on port 5000 for this one, and this thing is running at port 3001. Interesting. So that's what is breaking for us. 3001, and that should do. And let's see if that helped in any way. There we go. So we're getting our clothes. So now let's fix all the other routes before we do that, because now we want to send this to production. So I don't know of a good way of doing this, but then this is how I do my stuff. So production underscore URL. So production underscore URL is the one that I want to use. So let's just fix everything first, and then I will go through this because I don't want things to be breaking now before I test it again. Production underscore URL. So in the production underscore URL, you just want to remove the localhost because they're running on both on the same URL, not URL, yeah, same URL, and then different routes, right? So we fixed that action, so only had the product action. That's all we had. Yeah, right. So that's all we had. So the products are now fine, but then we'll need to redo that. So now what else are we having? So in the login, we're having a post request to the server. So now I want to fix that back to 3001, and I want a production underscore URL, and we remove that. And after removing that, so now that should be fine for our login. And then now what we want to do is the cart, because the cart is also sending in some requests back to the server. So we want to deal with this one. It's 3001. Duplicate that. Production underscore URL, and then thereafter we only send that remove to cart, and where's the add to cart? Okay, so the add to cart is in the product details. So now we just want to go to the product detail, and we want to add to cart properly. So you see this finding of data that will have also gave us problems. So 3001, I just want to duplicate this one, I just want to duplicate that one. So we have the mail, we have the production underscore male products, we have the production underscore female products, right? So this is what we have. All this, the production ones we'll remove like that, and we'll remove this because they're running on the same URL, if that is how I can say that. So we'll just test one more time if everything is working fine. So that is it. So this is going to clothes, that is a correct route, that is going to the correct route, and this one around 3001. and we want to handle the add to cart. What's that add to cart, man? So that's add to cart should be at 3001, and we need to fix the production underscore URL. And now the production underscore URL, just wanna take that like this, and now everything that has routes is working just fine. So what we have to do is we now have to test this if it is working fine. So MERN, it's working fine. I get the product, I can add. What happened? Yeah, I thought that would break. Okay, so let's just sign in. junior@gmail.com. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Come on, man. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. That logged in. I don't have any cut items. So I'm to believe that the URLs in the cart, they are not working fine or fetching. So let's see. So in the use effect exactly, it's still on 3001, should be 3001, and I need the production URL, production underscore URL. Now this should have been fine right now. Exactly, there we go. So now we have all the things that we need. So this is it, and this should work fine because that is just coming from PayPal. That is not our doing. That should work just fine. Let's just cancel that. Let's see if the remove still works just fine. So that removed, that removed. So everything is working as it should. The login, we just logged in, we can log out, and this works just fine as we expect it to. So now what we want to do is where we have the URLs, we want to give it the production URL. So we come here, we give this one a production URL, and let me see if that production URL, I didn't configure that. So you see another mistake that I would have made and causing our app to break in production and also remove to cart. I wanna fix that and do this, do that. So our cart is now fine for production, and let's verify we have that for we have that, so it's now fine. So let's go to product details. So in the product details, our add to cart is good for production, and we have to put it there. So production URL. So the add to cart is now ready for production, and then the component did mount. So it is HTTP that clothes woman that. So clothes woman product detail. So the production female, we put that there, and then the male, we copy that, we put that there. So we're just setting all this to be production ready. So that is fine. So we know that our cart and our product detail is fine. So now let's come to login. So login is user dash login, and I give it the production URL, and that should be it for logging in. Save that, come out, and then in our Redux store, we get that, we put it into the production, and we get that, we put it into production mode ready. So now this should work just fine for us now. So now let's redeploy this, and let's make sure that our server, because we could have fixed all this, but then just to find out that our server, but then we never touched the server. So our server is ready for the process.env port. From that, Mongo URI is ready for us, and we should be good to go. Right, so right now everything will fail locally, but then we expect everything to run smoothly. So what we do is we git add, and then we git commit, -am, and then second deployment, right? And then we want to get push Heroku master, right? So hopefully this works out just fine, guys, and I try to keep this video as short and brief as possible. And this is how you deploy, this is how I deploy my apps and all that. While this is deploying, let me show you the next build that we'll be busy on. So this will be the next build, so you guys can go check it out and see if you guys like it. So while that is doing its thing, so that you guys just don't see the screen and everything. So this will be the next build that we'll be working on. Come on, man, take some time to load. So this will be the next build. This will be a real estate home or house agency, man. So this will be the next build. It's looking decent for me. So you get the house sales, you can contact, this is hooked up with Node Mailer and using Sandbox, is it Sandbox, something like that. That is very nice, guys, I love that. So you have the list of properties, so all this is sent back to the database. You can contact the agency all with Node Mailer, guys. It is very nice, and look at how nice and crisp all this is looking, right? And I need to believe that the build should be, okay, it's not yet done. So this is looking nice and crisp, guys. This is very beautiful. I love this design. And search functionality, you can literally write anything, but then because it supports province search, it'll definitely find the province that you searched for, right? You see that? So I can definitely write dummy things and then write Western Cape. I should be able to find Western Cape. There we go. It supports provincial search, and you can filter Johannesburg, you find houses in Johannesburg. Limpopo, you find houses in Limpopo. And our build is done. Now let's go check this out. So this will be unedited, guys. This is as raw as it gets. And let's see if our app is doing just fine as we expect it to be. Fingers crossed. But then if there's more debugging and you guys need help, you can comment down below. I'll be glad to help you guys. And an error in this application, page could not be served. If your application owner check the logs. Come on, man. Let's try and resolve this. If I cannot resolve this, because I'm sure it's just some silly mistakes and some silly errors. So let's see the server. Close route. So client build. So client and then build. Come on, man, why aren't you working? So client build index.html path.resolve, we send that file. Check, the .env only has this, but then that should be giving us our port. Problem is not here, but then what could the problem be? Let's go to Heroku. Activities, like I'm failing to come on, man, I don't know what's happening now with this thing. You can do this in Heroku logs tail. Heroku logs dash dash tail. Come on, dash dash tail. I don't know what's happening with this thing, to be honest. Like, this should be working just as this should be working just fine. Oh, npm error. Okay, so there's a problem. Yeah, this is probably not with npm. There's like additional logging output above. A complete log can be found. So I had a problem with Mongoose error. The URI parameter must be a string, got undefined. So how the oh yeah, so this is the problem that I expected to come up. So we come in here, let's just take this Mongo URI. So this is one of the problems that I expected, to be honest. Settings. One of the errors that I expected. You come here to reveal, you want to add your keys, and you want to grab this thing. Come in here, you want to add, and that I already add the build of Node.js. That's fine. Let's look at that log again. The Mongo URI, that was good. Okay, let's see. Okay, so basically the Mongo URI was breaking out, and that made this not to start. Right, so I now believe that because we now have our Mongo URI connection here, now this should work. So there's nothing that we changed to the code. Was there anything that we changed in the code? There was nothing. So let's just push this, and let's see if this doesn't work, guys. Everything is up. What does this person mean that everything is up to date? I want to put let's just make some few dummy changes, man. I don't know what's happening with this thing. What dummy thing can I make? Product details. Let's just remove this. That's a change. Git add. I don't know, man. Like git commit -am. I really don't deploy. Right. Maybe git push Heroku master. Git push Heroku master. Let's see this. This now hopefully should work because we now have our Mongo URI. So now hopefully this works. I tried to show you guys everything that I know, and the next build I just showed you guys, so we'll have to wait some few seconds on this one, and I'll definitely have the GitHub repo for that one, because well, I'll just add the GitHub repo, because besides this one I've already done a similar one, like exactly the same one though, so I'll just add the repo to that, then you guys can go check out the code. This might take a second, guys. This will be unedited, and as always is, you guys will see me struggling, and this is the main point, because this is where we learn, and this is me learning with you guys. And yeah, so it was a nice project actually. So let that run. Let's see this run. Whew. I tried to make this video as brief as possible, and yeah, it turned out to be very long. We started at a good pace, and now there's a lot of delays, bugs arising and all that, and especially in production. Come on, man, like, just work right now, please. Let's just close application errors. Let's close that one. I just hope everything worked out. Oh, let's see now. Come on, please. If this doesn't work, guys, I legit do not know right now, because that Mongo URI, the only thing that I can think of that made that server not to start and for it to break. But then for it loading like this, there we go, guys. We have our app running. So moment of faith, there we go. So we have it hosted, up and running. Everything is now smooth as it can be. We can log in, junior@gmail.com. So it was that Mongo URI that was making the server not start. So you definitely have to add your keys here, also your Cloudinary here, and your PayPal client. Yeah, you'd have to edit here. So we log in. There we go. I'm logged in. I can have that here. I can remove. Everything is working as fine as it is. I can come back here, come back there, and we forgot to add to check also the card. We were checking the user but then not checking the card. That is something that you guys can do yourself. And this is it, guys. It was a nice journey building this project with you guys, and this is now working as fine as it is. Let's it says that thing is now, and the PayPal should work just fine because PayPal is not us that coded that. PayPal people did that for us, and everything is working. Remove that, that's not looking good. And I can successfully log out. Card is empty. So guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and hoping to see you guys on the next build that I showed you guys, and goodbye.